Welcome to Assignment 2. We're going to look at Google Slides and Google Sheets. Our objectives for Google Slides are to be able to insert transitions between slides, add animations to items within the slides, use the Arrange menu to line up and distribute items within the slides, format text and text boxes, use word art, insert and format tables in Google Slides, add connectors between shapes, change the background of a slide or entire presentation, and to crop images with different shapes, and finally to save as a PowerPoint presentation. So let's go ahead. I've got an untitled slide right here. I just did File, New. I'm just going to use, for this theme, I'm just going to use the basic Simple Light. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm just going to call this one Slide 1. Okay, and I'm going to insert a new slide here just so you can get an idea. Whoops, Slide 2. Okay, alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do transitions between slides. And that is under the Slide menu, and you go to Change Transition. So Slide, Change Transition. Right now there's no transition. You can do a fade, a slide from the right, slide from left, flip, cube, or gallery. So I'm going to go to cube because it's the most interesting. I'm going to apply it to all slides, and I'm going to say play. And that's what it looks like as it transitions from one slide to another. If I did, let me hit stop. Instead of cube, if I did flip, okay, I think you get the idea. Okay, so that was inserting transitions between slides. All right, adding animations. So I'm going to exit this. I'm going to say stop, and I'm going to exit out of this. Adding animations. So a couple things you can animate. You can animate text boxes. You can animate objects like shapes. So I'm going to have a text box, and I'm going, I'm going to put a shape in there. I'm just going to put a circle. Okay, let me put one more circle in there, or one more shape. Okay. All right. You can click on the object and insert animation. So insert animation. And right now, the shape right now, it shows that I've got the circle selected, and if you can see, it's kind of blue. Whoops, it's kind of blue here. Right now it's set to fade in on the click. Okay, I'm going to click on that. I can have it spin. I can do all these fun things. Okay, I can do it on the click, or I can do it after the previous slide, so right when I transition to the slide, or with the previous animation. So I'm going to just say on click. I'm going to add another one, and I'm going to tell it that, whoops. So remember how I had that selected and I said add animation? I can get this to disappear as well. Okay, that's another thing I can do. Okay, so I'm going to click back on my slide. I'm going to click on my triangle. I'm going to say add an animation. I'm just going to have this one spin. Okay, and I'm going to have it go after the previous one. So these two are clicks. This one will go on its own. Okay, so I'm going to say play. So that one's going to appear, fly in from the top, disappeared, and then that one spun. Okay? Okay, so those are animations. I don't believe, well, yeah, actually there is some ways to do some other things. Let me add another shape here. Oh, I keep doing this. Clicking the wrong thing here. I'll just do an arrow real quick. Okay, so I'm going to add an animation to that. Okay, I can fly in Oh, those are fly outs. Okay, so that makes it go away. Fly in from the left. Add animation. Woo, okay. And fly out to the right. So I'm going to play. Type to click. Click. It's going to disappear. And that other one went automatically. This is going to fly in from the left, fly out to the right, and it's gone. Okay, so those are animations. Just kind of add some fun things, and you can make things appear and disappear in your document if you don't want people to see them just yet. Alright, this is a cool one. The Arrange menu. I'm going to get rid of these shapes really quick. I'm just going to copy a bunch of circles. Okay, now see how I have all of these circles? To get it so they are arranged, whoops, okay, come on. I'm going to just highlight the circles. I just have to kind of get around them. And what I want to do is I want them all to be aligned along their middles, and I want the space between them to be distributed. So I go to Arrange, and I can align horizontally, center. Oop, I don't want that. I'm going to undo that. Arrange vertically, the middle, wasn't thinking. Arrange, I'm going to distribute horizontally. Okay, and now they're all lined up and they're exactly spaced apart. So that's the nice thing about the Arrange button. So you can distribute space horizontally, vertically, you can rotate, you can group things. So all kinds of things you can do with the Arrange button. Okay, formatting text in text boxes. So here's a text box. It's a subtitle box. So if you want to, you can just format some of the text if you highlight on that text. Okay, and it only grabs the stuff you highlight. But let's say I want to format the entire text box. So I just hover until I see those 4 arrows and I click. Now it has grabbed the whole text box. So any changes I make are universal. Okay, that's how you do that. Word art. Word art is just kind of fun. You go to Word art. You type in your thing. So I'm going to just type in my dog's name. Romy the dog. Okay. And you just click return or enter. Or if you hit shift enter, you can go onto 2 lines. And then enter. Okay, so right now these have been, I'm going to just cut this and I'm going to put this on a new slide here. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm going to make this slide blank and I'm going to paste. Okay. So right now my word art is set for Arial, but I can make it this funky font and I can change the size like this. Okay. And this is where I think it gets cool. I can change the fill and the line. So it looks really different. And right now the line is not real thick. I just made it thicker. Just kind of a fun way to play around with your text. So that's called word art. Alright, next we're going to insert tables and format the tables in Google Slides. So Google Slides has a pretty cool table feature. So I go table, I go to, let's make it like this. Okay. Now let's say that I am going along here and I mess up my row width, all that other stuff. What I can do is I can just grab the whole table where I have those 4 arrows. I go to table and I can distribute my columns. So boom, they're all the same size again. Okay. I can fill in a color for columns. So I can make those yellow if I wanted to, or I could just do specific cells. Okay, it's up to you. You can type in here and it expands. Now you notice that one of my rows is longer than the other. Okay, so I'm going to grab my table, table, distribute columns. Well, that didn't do what I thought it was going to do. Okay, I thought it was going to make all the columns the same size, but it didn't. That's okay. Let me try it now. No, that table. That's because I'm on distribute columns. I need to distribute rows. There we go. Okay, good Lord, I need my coffee this morning. Okay, let me make this a little bit, I'm going to squish it a little bit more. So you can kind of see how all those rows. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go table, distribute rows. And it really can't make everything that wide, but it made the rest of them the same distance apart, okay, based on how big the table was. If I squish it even smaller, okay, notice all the other rows, other than the one where I have the text where it expands, those are all the same size. Okay, you can also merge cells. So you grab some cells, table, merge cells, okay, or I can unmerge cells. I can grab a whole box and merge them, and it did not take on the whole fill color that I had before, so I can do that. Remember, you can always hit undo or redo. Okay, and now if I hit table, unmerge cells, since the whole thing was filled in turquoise blue, now the little individual ones are filled in turquoise blue. Okay, there's the next one. It's called adding connectors to shapes. Okay, and so I'm going to put a new slide in. Insert. I've got this line here. You can do these connectors. A line, an arrow, an elbow connector, curve connector, a curve, polyline, or scribble, which is just free form, except it goes off the page for me. Oops, I'm not sure what we're doing here. Scribble. Okay. And then I can change the color and the thickness and so on. Okay. No big deal there. Let me get rid of that. Let me talk about the connectors. Okay, you can do that. You can flip them around. Okay, the ones that I think are probably more useful to people are these elbow connectors, like with flowcharts and so on, or maps maybe. Okay, I'm going to add another elbow connector. I'm going to start here. Okay, so that's an elbow connector. Okay, so just different ways you can do lines. Nothing terribly difficult about that. Okay, I'm going to do the arrow. If I hold down the shift key, oh, good Lord, it's straight. Notice right now I have one arrow on one end. Okay, but I can change what my arrow looks like that way. Okay, I can put an arrow at the other end or make it match. Okay, I can make it a dashed line. I can make it real thick. There's lots of things I can do with that. So just fun things to make your presentations a little more exciting for the kids. Alright, the background. So right now, the slide background, if you say change the background, it can be set to a color. So I'm going to make it this color. And right now it's only doing the one slide, but I can say apply to all. Okay. I can also choose an image. So if I go to my albums, I'll just go to that Dropbox one. There's Delicate Arch right there. Select. It's going to choose the image. I apply to all. Okay, and I'm done. Right, so just something kind of fun you can do. The only problem with images is sometimes they make it difficult to read the text, what you have there. You might want to fill in your text boxes so they pop a little more. It's up to you. Okay. Alright, here we go with my favorite one. Okay, these are cropping images with different shapes. So let me undo so you can see this a little bit better. I am going to insert an image. Wait, darn it, I was there. We'll go with delicate arch. Alright, so right now I have this image, but let's say I want it to look a little bit different. Right now, if I say crop the image, this is just a standard rectangular crop. Okay, nothing real fancy about that. Okay, alright, and then I say crop and it's there. However, I'm going to undo that. This is the one I like. I can mask the image with shapes. So I can make it circular, crop, okay, or, and it keeps going back to my original shape. I can make it a pentagon, and I can kind of move that up a little bit. If I do this, maybe not. I'm going to do some undos. Say image options, reset adjustments. So there's my original image. Okay, so it chooses where it thinks you might want the masking to happen. This is fun, the callouts. Makes it look like an exploding star. You can make it look like a multiplication sign. Don't know why you'd want to do that, but it's kind of fun. Okay, so anyway, that's just sort of a fun feature you can do with the crop function. There we go. All right. When you're all done, what you can do is you can go to File, and it saves automatically. Okay, but if you wanted to open it up later as a PowerPoint document, and maybe add some more bells and whistles, you could do that. Okay, or you can save it as JPEGs. There's all kinds of things you can do. File, download as, okay, a PowerPoint, or as images. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's anything else in here. No, we got the align horizontally. You can center things, like if I grab this and I hit, I can center it horizontally on the page, which I think it already is. I can center it vertically, so it went up a little bit. If I wanted to grab this little arrow here, horizontally, vertically. Right now it's behind my picture, but I can bring it to the front so you can see it. I'm going to change the color so it pops out a little better. Okay. So lots of cool things you can do. Transition is right here. The theme, you can always change the theme. It's going to look pretty crazy. Okay. All right. And that was Google Slides.